Fine, because obviously the person doesn't have the.
Rashad a little annoyed, but whatever. We'll be bringing you round 7 coverage straight from Richmond, Virginia. So let's see what the chat is buzzing about. They're all talking about. They're all talking about the hockey game, I guess. Olympics finals are in 5-minute overtime period. Wow. 3 overtimes. That's crazy. Well, regardless of how many overtimes they got over there in the Olympics, we're bringing you round 7 coverage of the Star City Games 10K, day 2, from Richmond, Virginia, Legacy. So on the right of your screen is Ryan McKinney, and on the left of your screen we got William Greer. Both of these players are undefeated. They're the only 2 undefeated. Sorry, there are 2 of 3 undefeated players in the tournament right now. The last undefeated is Tariq Zazam.
Right, and Ryan's playing a Reanimator deck that won the Madrid Grand Prix.
Oh, it won
right?
the Madrid. Yep.
That's what Andreas Müller was playing, right?
I believe so. Can double check. Yep. Reanimator. We did a deck tech with him, right?
We did.
All right. Sorry. Good deck slot. We can hear you.
That should work. These silly headsets. Each one works?
Yeah. You want to swap though?
Sure, that's fine.
I don't like your headphones.
They're too good for you?
They're too bad.
Too awesome.
So did you figure out what happened in the Aaron Wayne match?
There wasn't any additional penalties, just a game loss for deckless mismatch.
So Aaron Wayne wins that match?
Yeah, he won, but there was no disqualifications or anything.
Okay. So it looks like
looks like they're keeping their hands. Oh, we're only keeping one hand.
William over there is going to mulligan. Did you get a look and see what William's playing?
I didn't.
Maybe you can take a look now. I saw an island.
We can just sit wherever. They can't see us.
What's
been
up,
joined by William Warren Stark of the William Warren Starkingtonpost.com.
I should register that. I just want to hop in real quick here, guys. The player on the right, Ryan McKinney, I watched him earlier in the feature match. The deck he's playing is the Blue-Black Reanimator deck. And he had a really easy go against Daniel Sampson, who top-8'd yesterday playing Vampires, and he's what I would consider a pretty tough opponent in this type of situation. And it just wasn't even close. So just like a typical Reanimator strategy, he's going to try to entomb or otherwise get his large creatures into the graveyard and then just reanimate them using the card Reanimate or using the card Exhume.
Yeah, we did a good deck live with this deck.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because you got him on camera.
Yeah, we got him on camera, too. And this is actually, I think it's the exact list that Andreas Müller...
It's like 1 or 2 cards off.
Maybe 1 or 2 cards off. Andreas Müller won the GP in Madrid with Reanimator.
Oh, Andreas Müller actually won using a deck similar to this.
Yes. So I think maybe 2 cards off.
Sure. Time zone differences means that Grand Prix has resolved before we've even managed to finish our day today here. So, cool. That's good to know. Yeah, Ryan, it's tough to tell sometimes watching a player play for 1 round, but he struck me as an intelligent player who knew what was going on. But at the same time, against a deck like Zoo, which is what Daniel Sampson was playing, you just stick a Sphinx of the Steelwind and have Force of Will for their Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshares, and there's just no way they could win. It was a pretty unfair situation, but sometimes Legacy does that. That's what you're trying to do. You're set up in a certain position against some type of decks where it's not an auto win, but it is a very high percentage win because their game plan just doesn't interact with yours on a relevant level. So that's what Ryan was able to pull off. He's a good player. It's a strong deck. I'm interested to see what his opponent can put to him this round.
What was Sampson playing?
Sampson was playing the
Zoo.
Boss
Zoo
that won in Dallas. So I don't know if that was Boss Zoo.
I mean, I think it's his Zoo. I mean, he is definitely a Naya specialist. He will play red, white, and green. I think he just likes Wild Nakano. I don't know what it is.
I like Wild
Nakano. I like Wild Nakano, but I don't try to build a deck for every format.
The last extended season, man, Ranger of Eos into Wild Nakano was my favorite play in probably 5 years. It was just a very, very powerful play to make.
All right, so it looks like we had a mulligan to 5 over for William,
who's playing a Merfolk deck. In his hand, I see a Wake Thrasher, a Daze, a Wasteland,
Is that a standstill? I thought that was
Standstill.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
a
the last
standstill.
card.
He could actually be positioned well here, actually, because of the days, the cheap counters, and things like Curse Catcher. He just needs to make sure he's action on the first
You don't
turn.
have a match? You don't have another match yet? Oh, okay, cool. Oh my God, we get Bill Stark for the whole round.
No, just a few minutes. I kind of
What?
want to see how this really develops. I
What
also have,
a tease.
I have blog entries to get to. Excited this round. I'm going to update the StarCityGames.com Open Player of the Year race. Of course, for viewers at home who don't know what that is, at each event that's hosted by StarCityGames.com for these open events, you earn open points, and then at the end of the year, the player with the most points, in addition to being invited to the Invitational where you're playing for the big money, that player will also win a set of Power 9, which is a pretty significant payout for just coming to all these events anyway. Right now, that leader is Aaron Wayne, who was in the feature match table last round.
And he did win.
He did, yes, he did win.
Careful study comes out for the Reanimator player.
One of the smart plays there that we kind of missed is Ryan McKinney fetching up a swamp with his fetch land instead of an underground sea. He knows his opponent's playing Wasteland. In fact, he has one in his hand. And by making sure his lands are basic, he'll have the mana he needs later to either pay for days or play his spells.
Pitch to Iona. Shield of the something.
Amiria.
Amiria.
Shield of Amiria. There's a standstill.
Standstill coming down.
I'm pretty sure the Reanimator deck just ignores that and says, "Go ahead, draw your cards, and I'm going to stick something awesome."
Or he'll just force
Or
it.
he would just force a will it. Either way.
Ryan McKinney does not want standstill resolving. Alright guys, well I'll let you get back to work while I work on updating those standings. You can check that blog entry out at StarCityGames.com, home of the StarCityGames.com Open Series, and the only place where you can win open points to qualify for the StarCityGames.com Open Invitational. No matter what other tournaments are paying money, StarCityGames.com Open Events, the only place you can earn those points. Alright, thanks a lot guys, good luck this round.
Thanks, Bill
See you,
Stark of the StarCityPost.com. Alright, so we have an Exhume being cast. Alright, so looks like a little Feudal Days coming from William, which will definitely get paid for.
Yep. I think Will has his second days in hand, but unfortunately no island to cast it with, or with which to cast it. Yep, and he goes ahead and gets an Underground Sea and pays for the days.
And here is Iona on blue.
I don't think that,
There's a spell in the deck that William can cast
I
now.
don't think so.
But we're still playing.
Iona gets in there for 9. Or sorry,
It's a 7.
7, sorry. Cost 9 mana. It's however a 7/7. Yep, and Will packs it up. Unable to cast any spells.
Maybe, are we splashing white for Swords to Plowshare?
I don't think so.
Don't see any white cards in the sideboard, so I actually don't see a lot of relevant cards. Well, I see some Submerges. I did just see a white card, I believe. And Crypts. Tormod's Crypt. So it looks like William's going to take out Wake Thrashers. And he's searching for someone else to take out. And Jace, looks like Jace may be a little too slow, although Jace does have a bounce ability that could be relevant. Looks like Jittei's coming out. So he takes out Jittei. And over on Ryan's side, thinking about...
He's boarding in Thoughtseize, right? We saw that in his deck earlier.
Yeah, he's kind of streamlining his threats, taking out a couple of threats that don't do anything, like the 7/10.
Sundering Titan.
Yeah, the Sundering Titan that only blows up one land.
And Imperial Archangel.
And Imperial Archangels.
Looks like might be taking out one more card. What do you think? I mean, I think that the Merfolk deck definitely has a chance this matchup, just as long as Ryan doesn't come out too quickly, right?
Well, Merfolk definitely it has enough counter magic to fight off a lot of these threats. As long as there aren't a lot of quick thought seize on a counter spell light hand, then the Merfolk deck can definitely win. This is not unwinnable.
Sure.